Good afternoon and welcome to my channel. I'm the Dislabeled Guy. This is my first show of the year. I had an old podcast, The Accessible Show, on Podbeam. You can check that out if you want to. But I wanted to talk about disabled dating. In particular, dating people who are able-bodied that's dating somebody with a physical disability. I first want to start off by talking about um, your childhood and the difference between being sheltered and taken care of. I know, and I want to talk about this because it has a big thing to do with as far as how do you deal with dating later in life. As far as me, I was injured in a car accident. I was hit by a car at 5 years old. I spent 9 months in the hospital in Delaware, which I was up there mostly by myself. I became very independent, I should say, being that my mother was back home taking care of my brother and sister in DC. So during that time, I just learned how to cope with my disability, and at the same time, they were allowing me to talk to other people in the hospital that had disabilities but were afraid to come out their room or just afraid to mingle with other people and individuals, and they were using me as somebody that would go out there and help them. So that was pretty much a good thing for me. Being sheltered is, I would say, is someone that's overprotective of you and really don't allow you to experience life. Now that's not caring for you. I'll talk about taking care of you in a minute. But shelter is like just not, like I said, not letting you experience life and just deal with the rough things that come with life, failure, heartaches, pain and struggle. I mean, having a disability is a pain and struggle, but hey, that's a part of life. That's what God gave you. Taken care of. Um, I would say I was in that position of being taken care of. I had a good home. I had meals, 3 meals every day. I had shelter over my head. I had clothes on my back. Pretty much didn't really need for anything. So that was pretty much good. I actually went off to college. I went to Eastern Shore. That was about 2 hours and a half away from where I grew up at. So I had time to experience and get out there and interact with other people that really wasn't like me. So I was on a campus with people, with about 5,000 people, and I would say maybe two or three other disabled people were on campus. I want to say, when I say that, I mean physically disabled, that you can actually see. So yeah, that's something that you want to look at. And like I said, when you've been sheltered, it's hard to get out there later in life and really get out there in the dating scene because you yourself, you have an inner, I want to say, struggle with mingling with people that aren't like you, being that you didn't do on a daily basis. Because most of the time, disabled people go to school, go wherever, go to work, or whatever they do, and come back home, and their parents or family take care of them. Now, like I said myself, I grew up in a household with about 2 or 3 different families in the house at one time. When I say that, I wasn't in a shelter or nothing. I'm just saying my family had a big family. So in the 80s, I may have 2 uncles or 2 aunts that moved in with us, and they had kids. So it was always like 15 of us in the house together. And being the youngest most of the time, you see and you learn a lot of different things. So that's one thing that helped me and gave me confidence. And and confidence is a big thing when it comes out here to dating. You got to learn and deal with rejection. That's just a part of life. And I've seen that, I mean, growing up since the age of 5 to now, 37. I want to talk about being injured later in life. I came across a lot of people that been shot, stabbed, or whatever the injury might have been, or in a car accident, I should say. And some of them deal with dating a little better than others, and some don't. I want to say the reason because if you got shot or stabbed or injured in a car accident later in life, maybe you already were out there dating, and people that you how can I say it? You already had a kids, you already was out there active, so people just stood beside you. So it was no big deal to them. Um, Other people, it's a struggle. I've seen people that were high school basketball players and football players, top of the top in their sports, got injured and they didn't know how to cope with it. So that I know that's a struggle for them. Um, so yeah, I mean, I guess it all depends on your lifestyle and how you deal with things. It's a struggle out here sometimes being getting injured later in life, but you just gotta learn how to deal with it and just try to make the best out of it. Um, my next point is confidence. Like I said, everything goes back to confidence. Whether you're disabled or not, a woman wants a man that has confidence. Nobody wants somebody that they have to continuously encourage or motivate or whatever you want to call it. So being confident in your ability is a big thing, and try not to let your disability be a burden to the person that you're dating. Meaning, if you know you could do it, do it regardless. Don't seek them for help because they're supposed to be there to be a partner, not your nurse, not your personal caretaker, not your chef, not your cook, not enough like that. Whatever you could do it for yourself. That's my best advice. That's the way I look at things. I mean, yeah, it's easier for you to have a little more help, but hey, if you could do it for yourself, especially if you're in my situation where you're living by yourself, you don't have anybody that's here that come in and help you, and you are dating somebody. Like I said, continue to do it for yourself. Only seek help as when you get older if you can't do it. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but like I said, I have a daughter. I've been married, and about 4 years ago, I've been engaged again. So I've been through the ups and downs. And you look at me, I have a trach. I have, like I said, I was hit by a car, but the symptoms that I have are someone that was, that somebody that had a stroke. So my left side is strongest, but my right side is weaker. So I pretty much do everything with my left side, and I do use a wheelchair. So that's something you really can't hide. Like I said, I've had women with PhDs to women that worked in the welfare line. So like I said, it's all about confidence, your ability to talk to them. Like I said, women just want somebody to talk to them and listen to them. So that's the best thing I can say for somebody that's able, especially when it comes to a man. I remember in high school, I did a survey about um, disabled dating, and I think we polled like at least 100 people in our high school, and the results came back that women, no, how did I go? Men were more acceptable to dating somebody that to dating women with disabilities compared to women. Why do you think the results are like that? Well, growing up, everybody plays with Ken and Barbie, and Ken has never looked like being in a wheelchair. So that's not their really dream or desire. So I understand that, so I can't get mad at that. And that leads me to women dating that are disabled. I think women, I think they have a struggle on both ends. One, I would say it's easier for them to have sex, being that men will sleep with anything, compared to women will sleep. Well, let me say women sleep with dogs all every day, but men pretty much stick their penis in any hole they can. Um, but when it comes down to a committed relationship, I think they struggle when it comes to that. Being that I've heard and seen that a lot of disabled women that are physically disabled do struggle with finding a partner and a mate that's was willing to take the chance and date them. So it's all about how you deal with things. I'm not a female, so I can't really go deep into details about that as far as the struggle that women deal with disabled. But I've talked to a couple of my partners. I know they said that yeah, it's kind of different dating out here, being a woman compared in a wheelchair or on crutches or whatever compared to being a man. So yeah, that's pretty much it that I want to talk about today. Like I said, I'm the disabled guy. Feel free to leave me any comments, anything you want to talk about. I'm open to politics, religion, whatever. I'm not just gonna talk about disabled issues. I want to talk about everything across the board from a disabled point of view, or just from my point of view in particular. So yeah, feel free to talk to like, subscribe to this page. Any questions, just hit me up on here, or I'll leave a link that you can contact me through. Thank you, and this is the disabled guy.